You lack morals, respect, and unity. We good off of you. All right. Let's get into it. It is currently March 6th, 10:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just got out the shower. I'm waiting on my Uber Eats to be delivered to my house. And as the commotion continues to build up, I'm at my end, sweetie. My skin is a little darker because, I was on vacation, out in the sun, and my nose is it's starting to peel because I got sunburnt. I always end up getting sunburnt right on my nose. But, child. I'm a little sleepy, but I'm going to do my best, my very, very best to make the tea that she wants piping hot. It burns her lip. Let's get into it. My name is Shaye. Channel is just Shaye. I do travel vlogs, story times, day in the lives, and I used to do stripper vlogs. So if you like my content, like it, comment, and subscribe. If you are Jews and Jems, make sure your post notification bell is on. And then to my 2 live crew, what it do? Boom. So let's jump into it. So let's start from the very, 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 very beginning, because from the last day that this all popped off, which was my actual birthday, March 4th, she's already been spreading lies, propaganda, and being highly disrespectful. She will be referred to sometimes as a billy goat, sometimes as a donkey, and sometimes as that girl. So she won't get a name. She will be in the thumbnail. So in the beginning of this, all started because she invited herself on my trip. I was talking to her about my trip because it was originally supposed to be 4 of us. Now at this time it was November. It was going into November, December-ish, because I had a group chat with the original 4 people: my best friend, girl number 1, and girl number 2. Girl number 1 and my best friend had already paid for their plane ticket, so I knew that their spot was secure. However, girl number 2 still had not paid, and I was talking to her, and I was like, because we were cordial. We used to text and talk and Instagram and all that good stuff. So she was asking what I was doing for my birthday, and she was also talking about what she was doing for her birthday. And originally she wanted me to come with her to her trip to Bali. And then at that time, a whole situation with Bali changing their rules with, making sure that citizens, visitors, tourists are married if they're occupying a room together. So I had sent her the thing. She sent it to me like a day later, which clearly meant she probably didn't even see what I sent to her. And so she was like, she's gonna 86 it and see about something else. And I was telling her that I'm still planning my birthday thing, and she asked if the girl number 2 doesn't follow through, can I come? And I was like, okay. I'll let you know. So then, like a week before the deadline, girl number 2 decided to let me know that she was not gonna be able to make it. I then in turn reached out to her because I had already paid a deposit for 4 people, so I wasn't trying to lose that money, because the Royalton, which is a resort that we stayed at in Antigua, charges per person. So I had already paid the deposit and the travel insurance for 4 people. So what happened was, I was like, might as well invite her, because if she's willing to fill the 4th slot, I won't lose any money and I won't have to deal with, the confusion. I tell her that same day we got on the phone, we're on the phone and FaceTime for like 2 hours, an hour and a half or something like that. Her and her boyfriend, they were both on the phone with me. We were going over flights. I was telling her the flight that I was already booked for, and my best friend was already booked for, and girl number 1 were already booked for, and we was going it over everything. And I was telling her, if you want to fly with the same airline as us, we're flying through American, because that's normally who I fly through. So, and that's who my credit card is through. So it just only makes sense for me to fly through American to get more points and rewards. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna look for some more American flights. I guess most of them had an overnight layover to come back home, and she didn't want to deal with that. So I want to say the next day or 2 days later, she had called me again, and she was telling me that she had found this one particular flight, and the layover was in Miami at 11:42. And I was like, what's the flight number? She gave me the flight number. I told her then that that's the same flight that we're already booked for us three. She said, okay. I said, you should book that flight so that we all four can be on the same flight together and arrive in Antigua at the same time. Did she do that? No, she didn't. The next day, she reached out to me and told me that she got her flight and sent the screenshot of the itinerary for a flight that came in an hour and some change after us. Didn't make sense. However, you know what? I let people do what they want to do. So that was the beginning. Here we go. She paid her deposit. I charged a $500 deposit before January. Was it January 15th? Yeah, January 15th was the deadline to send in your $500. And then February 1st was your deadline to just send the remaining balance, which was like 50 something. I want to say 508 or 50 whatever, whatever the hell, which equal $1,000 and some dollars. So that included the insurance that I paid on everybody, and it included the original $1,000 that each person was supposed to pay to the room. Now, in the midst of me coming back from Grenada, I got a text message from girl number one stating that she no longer was able to come on the trip, and she had some family situations going on. She didn't want to be a Debbie Downer on the trip, so she's no longer going to go. So here we are. I have booked a room for 4 people, and the deposit's already paid, and we're like 37 days away, if that, from the trip. So I reached out to both of them and let them know that, hey, girl number one is no longer going. She stated that she doesn't want to be a Debbie Downer, and she got some family stuff going on. So now it's just us three. I need to reach out to the Royalton to see, or actually Expedia, to see if I could change my booking from 4 to 3, because that is a huge price difference. So I had a whole situation with Expedia. Don't want to go into it. Long story short, I had to cancel and rebook. It was a whole situation with my deposit. They hadn't gave me my deposit. They, to this day, hadn't given my deposit back from the original booking. And then when I went to try to pay a deposit for the new booking, they would not let me pay a deposit. They were forcing me to pay the full amount up front. So in order for me to solidify our spot, it was only literally one room left showing on Expedia. So I went ahead and paid the full cost for us to secure the room for 3 people. Now, it was over, before tax, it was over $3,500 for me to pay for that room outright. I was not going to change the price on them because I feel like that's not a them problem. They didn't, you know, it's not something that they caused, and it's so close to the deadline. I feel like that would be so messed up of me to charge them more to cover the balance of the young lady leaving at, you know, last minute. So I didn't say anything to them, but I did emphasize that everybody needs to pay their money on the deadlines, by the deadline. So everything goes smooth. I'm thinking she's, you know, she's optimistic. She's down with stuff. We've been on FaceTime calls, all 3 of us. We talking, we laughing in text messages. We having a ball. She just seemed like a cool person. So mind you, if you go back on my channel, you can see the donkey in my video when I went to Atlanta, and she was super cool then. And so it's just like, me and you have been communicating ever since then. Well, even before then when I went to Atlanta. But when I did the trip last year for Bree, we hung out for a little second, a little bit, whatever. And it was cool then. So then I'm like, she seemed like, you know what I'm saying, her and Bree and the other ladies may have just had a misunderstanding, and it wasn't salvageable. It was, you know, that's what, you know, that's how I took it. Like, it just wasn't salvageable between them, and they just had a misunderstanding because she seems like she's super cool, this, that, and third. Here we are, child. Girl. Everybody pays their money. It's on the countdown. We're in these group chat. We're in the group chat. We're going through bathing suits. I'm telling them, listen, this is the color for this day. This is the color for that day. This is the color for this. This is how I want you guys to look for my birthday dinner. This is the color that you guys can and cannot wear for the birthday dinner. This is how I want you guys to look. I'm giving elegant. I want to give more of a upper, like high upscale look, because we're going to, and I wanted to reserve the nice restaurant, the nicest restaurant at the Royalton. And I had already knew what my birthday dress was, so I wanted them to come correctly to match my aesthetic. So yeah, child. Anywho, So everybody's acting like they so cool with everything. I asked them, did they want to do anything before I finished the itinerary. I told them that at the time that March 3rd was not 100%. Neither was March 5th, but I'm working on March 3rd. But March 5th right now is an open playing field. So if there's something y'all want to do, neither my best friend nor the donkey referred me to any excursion they want to do. They didn't put any input in. They didn't say they wanted to do this. And I asked them multiple times, I said, let me know, because I want y'all to also be happy. I want y'all to also do stuff that y'all want to, like, I want y'all to also feel like this, you're a part of the trip, and I'm not just making all the plans. Neither of them said anything. They didn't have, it's whatever you want to do. It's whatever you want to do. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So here we are, fast forward to the trip. The week before, I reminded her that you're not riding with us to the taxi because your plane doesn't even get into an hour and something, like an hour and some change after us. By that time, we probably will already be clearing customs and going to baggage. I just don't want to have to sit there an additional hour when I could already be checking us in and making sure when you get to the resort, you have a room to go straight to, you know? So I told her the week before, I sent her the link of where I booked our taxi online so she didn't have to pay a ridiculous cost at the airport, because we all know these airports are scamalicious and they jack the prices up so high to get you 5 minutes up the road. So I sent her the thing to book her transportation, and it was cheap. It was, girl, mad cheap, child. So for 2 people, I paid $83 round trip for them to take us and to take us back when it was time for us to leave. Only $83. Child, they was charging $100 at the Antigua airport just to go to the Royalty, and that was only 30 minutes up the road. You know what I'm saying? So then she calls me when I had a whole situation with my luggage. So let me rewind really quick. So when we get there, we go to the luggage. I have an air tag in my luggage, and I got off and I had flow service. So I went AT&T, which means that there's an international pass, which they'll only charge you $10 a day when you're using your cell service outside of the United States. So I did that in Grenada, and I planned on doing it in Antigua, so I was already on my cell service. So she's calling me, I immediately answer. At this point, I'm actually leaving out of the airport. I'm trying to tell her, hey, like, can you hear me? I'm leaving out of the airport. I just finished filing a claim with American Airlines because my luggage is not here. My air tag is showing that my luggage is still sitting in Miami International. So she didn't hear any of that I said. So her phone was staticky. I hung up. What we on the phone for? You didn't even hear nothing I just said. And I'm frustrated. I'm mad. My luggage not here. Everybody else's luggage here. I'm hot, you know. So we get to the taxi driver. She calls me again. At this point, he's putting our stuff in the trunk, and she proceeds to say, hey, hello, can you hear me now? So I'm like, yeah, I can hear you. What's going on? She was like, I'm here. So I said, oh, are you in customs? She's like, no, I'm just not getting off the plane. So the guy was about to walk back to the passenger seat, driver's seat. As you know, in the Caribbean, it's on the passenger side, you know, for the U.S. And so I was like, hey, and he wrote, you know, open the door. I was like, my friend, her flight just came in. He was like, well, where is she? I was like, she just got off the plane. Can she ride with us? He was like, no, that will take too long. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm sorry, we about to go. And so she was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, did you book the taxi service through the website that I gave you? Because if so, then they're already here. There are people lined up on the other side that are not the airport taxis. They're just, you know, the service taxis that you book online or with the resort. So if your person is probably already here. She was like, no, dang, I didn't do that. Let me see if I can book it right now. And so I'm thinking in my head, she's not gonna get another taxi. Like, you're not gonna get a taxi right now. The purpose of doing that is to book it in advance to make sure you have a taxi. The likelihood of you getting a online taxi the day of 2 minutes away, like, that was not gonna happen. So I'm listening to her on speaker, the man sitting in the car, and she was like, no, none of them are coming up. The one that you even sent me is not even coming up. So I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, if you want to just get a taxi out here, there's plenty of people. You can book the taxi with the the airport. I don't know how much it costs, but we're gonna go to the resort. They lost my luggage. I'm really upset right now. I just want to get to the resort, check in, and figure out what I'm gonna do. So she's like, okay, I'll do that. Boop, gets off the phone. The guy, he takes me to a little boutique that's down the street from the airport. He helps me get some luck. He doesn't pay for it, but he called the lady and told her, hey, I know it's past 6, but can you, well, not past 6, past 5, but can you please open back up? I got a girl who needs luggage, right? So the lady unlocked the shop just so I could come in there and buy some clothes to hold me over. So that was how I started my trip, my birthday trip, because this is my birthday, remember? From there, we get to the resort. By the time we actually get to the resort from the boutique, she is also calling me, telling me that she's pulling into the Royalton. So I'm like, okay, perfect, because we're still in the car. We're actually coming down the front gate up into the circle, so we'll just wait for you here. So she comes, first of all, she's like, another 10 minutes. The lady was already ready to take us over to checkout. We still waited for her. We all go, we talking, we having a good time. Day 1 and day 2 were good. But let me tell you about day 2, when it really all started, because the taxi driver that wasn't a taxi driver that took her to the Royalton, she got his contact information, and they had been texting and talking. He was telling her that he will take her around the country for free for the remainder of our trip. Not even a remainder. He just said he would take her for free. He won't charge. So I had already told them the night of day 1 that the plans was I booked us the Pig Paradise. I couldn't book it in advance. I had to book it at the Royalton because it was hassle, right? So I paid a deposit online because it's stupid. So long story short, I had to pay $150 online, and the remaining balance was $150 because it's $100 a person. I explained that to them in the room. I even told them that before we left multiple times when I gave them the itinerary and the things that I wanted to do with the cost attached to it. So I let them know that I was booking the Pig Paradise for the morning, and we still had the Stingrays for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So they were aware that we would be taking a water taxi. I had already talked to the lady at the excursion desk. She said that there's a water taxi. You have to go out there about 9 o'clock. There's a couple people that will take you over to Pig Paradise, this, that, and the third. So they were fully aware that everybody owed me $50 and also owed the pig lady $50. $50 because I paid the $150 deposit for everybody, and $50 because that was the remaining balance. So we got there. They went off to the beach. I was still getting dressed because I had to go back upstairs after breakfast to brush my teeth, which I have braces. I always have to brush my teeth anytime I eat. So they were already on the beach talking to the guy at the water taxi when I came down. By this time, I'm excited. I'm upset because I don't have my luggage, but I'm excited. And I'm just like, okay, Shaye, don't get too sad about it. You have one bathing suit. You just bought this one. Let's try to have fun. So I was sad, but I was still vibing. Just vibe. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. Okay. So I had to check to see how far my Uber Eats was. But so I had already made it very clear that we were on a tight schedule because the Pig Paradise, when I originally booked it with the lady, she said it's 2 hours, so 9 to 11. So we were only supposed to be there till 11. I told them we had to be back to the resort by 12 because we need to head over to the Stingray City and be there by 1 to start the next excursion. So I let them know we were on a tight schedule. I talked to the people in the front. The taxi drivers in the road said it's $100 round trip for the group. They don't charge per person. For the group, it's $100 round trip to get from the Royalton to the Stingray Bay back to the Royalton. So I let them know we got the $50 that you guys owe me, which she paid me that night. Nemo paid me the next day, which is my best friend. And the $50 that everybody needs to pay to the lady. Girl, on top of whatever price for the water taxi. And then the $100 we would split for the taxi to the Stingray. She takes it upon herself. Oh no, remember the guy that dropped me off. He said he's willing to take us. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to make sure that he knows to be here at 12 o'clock, no later than 12:15, because we need to be going straight there. If we're late, we're gonna miss it. So she was like, okay, well, let me call him right now. She calls him. I'm talking to him. I'm telling him yeah, the excursion started at 1. Are you gonna be able to get here on time? Because we really need to get there on time. Yeah. I'm only 20 minutes away from the Royalton. I can make sure I'm there on time. I'm like, okay, I just want to remind you, it's Stingray City. It starts at 1. Like, he's like, I got you. Yeah, I'm going to be there on time. Blase, bloop. Okay, hands up the phone. Here we are. The next day, which is day 2. We get on the water taxi. The water taxi is $35 per person, which is crazy, but $35 per person to take us there and back. We pay the man. I let him know that, hey, we're not going to be able to, that's what happened. So when I paid the invoice, when she sent back the invoice said start time is 10 o'clock. So then I'm sweating because she said 2 hours. So 10 o'clock is now 12 as the end time, and we need to be back by 12. So we get over to Pig Paradise, and the police people came out. It was a whole situation that delayed the process of us actually starting. We didn't even start the Pig Paradise until like almost 10:40 because the guy, somebody's private property, and they were upset that she was making money on it, and it was a lot of back and forth with them, and she almost got angry, and we almost didn't even get a tour. Child, Lord Jesus. So I had told the man that I'm gonna need to leave early, and he caught a little attitude, child, and I'm like, oh, we real snappy for somebody that's still getting paid $35 per person. So he was like, yeah, everybody's paying $35. So I'm like, so why are you complaining about having to take us early? It's only one other group of people in the freaking group. So he was like, real snappy, girl. That's a whole situation too, child. Troy, if you're looking, you're listening, you did it on purpose. So we enjoy it. The couple that was with us came over to me. It was like, what time are you trying to leave? Because we also need to leave early too. We have a flight to catch. So I was telling them like, oh, well, I need to be gone by 12 o'clock or before 12 o'clock. So they was like, okay, that's perfect. So they decided that they was going to leave with us too. So now Mr. Troy ain't got to worry about doing 2 trips because they also got to go 10. So come like 11:58, 11:50. I'm like, y'all, it's about time for us to go. Let's get our last little minute pictures in, and let's get out. So we take our last little minute pictures. By the time we get back from Pig Paradise to the Royalton is going on 12:15, 12:16. So we booking it. I need to go back to the room. No, did I need to go back to the room, or I think Nemo needs to go back to the room. I want to say Nemo. Somebody need to go back to the room because they didn't get enough money to pay their balance on because we had to pay the balance for the Stingrays, which was $70 a person. I had also paid the deposit on that as well, which was $75, $25 a person. And because the water taxi was $35, they needed to get a little bit more money. So we ran up to the room. By the time we came back down from the room to the front, it was 12:26. She texted him and asked him where he at. He say he's still 10 minutes up the road. So by this time, I'm irritated. I'm black because my mind goes instantly into rescue mode. When he said he's 10 minutes away. I wanted to go ahead and tell the Royalton people to go ahead and pull me a taxi because they had the taxi people like just there in the parking lot. So she's like, no, just calm down. He said he's 10 minutes away, then he's 10 minutes away. So now I'm starting to get mad with her because like, why you still believing him? Because we told him yesterday to be here at 12:15. It is 12:26. We were late and he's still not here. So now I'm hot. I'm like, first of all, I'm over it because we should just went with my plan, which is the secure plan of going ahead and booking with the resort. You want a free ride, but look what the free ride is costing us. He don't even have a sense of time or urgency. He knew to be out the house in enough time at 11 something to be here at 12, but because we're not even paying him, who gives a fuck that you need me here at 12 o'clock? I'm doing you a favor. You know what I'm saying? Nothing in life is really free. It's going to come with some type of cost. And the cost ended up being our excursion. Because this man did not even show up. He called her back at 12:38 and said, I'm coming down the gate right now. Mind you, the gate from the top to the roundabout of Royalton is literally all of 60 seconds. So now at this point, I'm walking up the little sidewalk to see where is he at. Because I could see the top of the gate from right here. And there's no cars coming through. It is now 12:50 before these men, I want you to hear that sentence, pull, because it was supposed to be a man, and it turned into be these men, pulled into the roundabout of the Royalton. So at this point, now I'm mad, and I'm going off Like, and I don't care. And the other staff at the Royalton, they're seeing me black because you fucking played. I told you at 12:26 we might as well just go get a cab, and you stressing no, they're gonna take us for free. He said he's down the street. I'm like, how long is down the street? Like, now at this point I am mad because I paid my money. Y'all didn't pay nothing on this. I paid the deposit. Y'all haven't even paid me back. Y'all supposed to be paying about, this is how we supposed to do it. They were going to go ahead and just pay the full 90 there, and I was going to pay the rest of the 90 out of the 75 I paid, so they don't have to keep paying me money. So, even though it's my money. But long story short, I just thought it'd be simpler to do it that way. So, I'm like, y'all ain't losing no money. I'm losing money. I paid $75. The man's already made it very clear. If I'm in Antigua and I miss it, it's on me and it's non-refundable. Now, we're here and we missed it. It's non-refundable. And it's all your fault because you just want to do what you want to do and you just believe in this man. And here, he not even pulling into the freaking driveway into 1250. Even if this man had hydraulics, speedolics, 20,000 gears on the car, we still would not make it in time to the excursion that's 30 minutes up the road. Like, come on now. And so me and her getting into it because I'm like, fuck the fucking $100. I will pay the $100 if you don't want to. Like, if you press about $100, I'll pay it. So then she calls her stuff when he pulls in, walking over to him. So I'm blacking and the lady's like trying to tell me like what's going on. And I tell her what's going on. I'm like, I'm blown because I paid for this excursion to be at 1 o'clock. And I told him yesterday we needed him to have us ready to be picked up at 12. Even if we were late, they still would have gave us a grace period. And she kept saying we would have still missed the excursion. We would have. Girl, we were in Antigua. First of all, if you ain't never been to a Caribbean island, half the time they don't start on time. Just like the excursion we had this morning, they didn't start on time. Come on now. If we would have showed up at 1:10, 1:15, we probably would have been right on time for them to get on the speedboat to take us over to the bay. Like, come on. They would have, if we would have, like the lady did, the lady at the front, she called, she had the actual connection for the lady in the front of the Stingray excursion, and she was like, hey, what's going on? So she was like, hey, I have 3 people here. They have an excursion at 1 o'clock. Is there any way y'all can hold off leaving so they can come? And she was like, well, where are you guys? And she told her the Royalton. She was like, no, that's too far. They're not gonna make it in time. I can't hold them that long. And I ended up talking to the lady, asking her if she had any other dates that I can transfer my deposit so I don't lose any money. And she told me Saturday at 9 or 11, which was my actual birthday, or we could do Sunday 9, 11, and I could keep the combo, which was the stingrays mixed with the turtle reservation. But if I choose Sunday at 1, there's no turtle reservation. It's only stingrays. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to lock in nothing because I have not discussed with the other 2 people on the trip, but I will let you know or have them call you back when I decide which one I'm going to transfer to. Boom. So the lady, I thank the lady. I'm still hot. So I walk over to the van. Nemo is standing next to me. He's at the thing. So at this point, he's not really saying much. But Nemo's not really a talker. He doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? That's not his portion of the friendship. I'm the mouthpiece of the group. So I walk over to the thing, to the passenger window, whatever. And for him, the guy to roll the window down. And then the girl ends up opening the automatic door of the van because she got in when they pulled up. She got in the van and closed the door and got in with them and was talking with them. So I'm just like, y'all made us miss the excursion. I talked to the lady and she said that she has 2 other days that we can transfer to, which will be either tomorrow, which we had an excursion for the circumnavigation. So I was not gonna miss that. And then I said, or Sunday. I have not told her anything. I told her I would like to talk to y'all first. And then here goes horse mouth saying, oh, well, just get in. He wants to take us around. You need to make it up to her. This is her talking for me. You need to make it up for her because you see she's upset. You need to put a smile back on her face. You need to take her to the best nature. Take her to get some of the food. Like she's like, come on, get in. He gonna make sure we have a good time. We're gonna hang out with him. So at this point, I still got a attitude because first of all, who's this other person in the passenger seat? So I said, what's your name? He's like, oh, son, or your son. Somebody's like, nah, okay, I'll try to remember that. I was like, I'm not mad at you because you're not the person that promised to be here on time. But you, sir, Mr. James, yeah, I'm upset with you because I talked to you yesterday and told you to be here on time. It was traffic. It was traffic. I said, wasn't enough traffic on this country to make you an hour late from somewhere you was only 20 minutes away from. Like, no. If you left and accordingly at 11 something, there's no way you came here now at 12:50. So she like, get in, just get in. He's gonna take us around. He's gonna take us around. And so I'm like, I still have a attitude, like a whole resting bitch face. I have a whole attitude. I'm talking at the side of my neck to these dudes. I really don't even want to talk to her because the way you carry yourself. You guys, I just finished eating my food. It is 11:45. I'm sorry, but I hate to just cut the story time and come back the next day, but I need to give y'all all the energy I have, and I've been going hard all day. I had to fly in from Antigua to Miami to Tampa. It's never been done in Storytime history on my channel where we got to do an ad break. The ad break is me going to sleep and waking up. The facts will still be the facts, but I need to give them to y'all where I have some energy, and I don't have any energy left in me. I'm really sleepy, but I will pick back up, and trust me, I have all my screenshots ready for you guys for the second half of this story time. I will see y'all in the morning. Good morning. It's the next day. It is, here we go, March 7th, 8/11. And again, if y'all noticing that I'm a little bit darker, it's because, as you can see, I just came back from vacation. So let me address this quickly before we even get into the second part of the story time. So let me just tell you guys this to my subscribers or so-called people that's coming because it's drama stirring and you trying to tell me to be the bigger person and why would you bring this straight to the internet and blase, and you clearly don't know me well, or you clearly don't watch my story times for real, because you wouldn't even part your mouth to say this or even come at me in the direction that you're coming at me. I've been told y'all when I told y'all the story time about the hairstylist who tried me and disrespected me and I dogged her out. In the story time, I told y'all then, I'm not De'Ara, I'm not Beyonce, I am Damo. I am CJ So Cool. I am Zoe. You not finna disrespect me. You not finna put a narrative out on me, and I'm not finna say something about it. Y'all talk about I ran to the internet and didn't try to resolve nothing with this girl. Let me tell you, before we even get to that part of the story, we tried to talk to her via text message, on the phone, when she came back in the room at 5:30 in the morning, blacking. We tried to calmly talk to her and she escalated the situation. She didn't want to talk. She wasn't understanding where we was coming from. She didn't listen. She didn't apologize. She didn't acknowledge our feelings. She turned this into what the fuck it is right now. We tried to talk to her multiple times off the internet. We tried to be calm and civilized. We even brought security in the mix and had them try to mediate the situation. She disrespected security. She wasn't even trying to listen to security. So don't come on my video telling me that I should be the bigger person and I should take the high road, and why are you taking this to the internet and not trying to resolve it with her? Baby, you're 5 chances too late. We tried that, and then she got on the internet with the disrespect. You've been disrespecting my best friend from the minute this happened. You are homophobic, you're transphobic, and you just outright disgusting. You called me all type of names about, oh, I'm an alien face, this, that, and the third. You're on live selling us the fuck out, and y'all want me to come on here and be cute? Y'all want me to come on here and not sell a bitch out when y'all know if you watch any of my story times, I'm going to sell a bitch out, because you're not going to play me and I'm taking the high road. I'm not the bigger person, especially between us two. I'm 5'3". You're clearly 5'10", 5'9". I'm not even the bigger person between us for us to think that I was the bigger person. Cue the TikTok video.
I want to start doing car charging chronicles because y'all know me. T. Today's hot take I already talked about on Twitter, but it's almost delusional for you to feel like I'm gonna spare your feelings or you ain't give a fuck about me. Cause now why in the fuck did you feel like I was gonna be the bigger person between the two of us? Was you? Fuck no. So, shit, guess what?
Like, y'all are delusional. So let's start there. Stop trying to tell people how to handle situations when they're the one that's disrespected. Please, this was not your birthday trip. This was not your money wasted. This was not a situation you were put in. So stop trying to tell me how to go about handling this girl disrespecting me and disrespecting my friend. That's not going to fly, and that's not going to work ever. I've never played the back seat. And one thing about it, the only thing you got in this life is your reputation, and you're not going to. I'm telling you, you're not going to sit up on Obama's internet and defame me and have people thinking I'm somebody that I'm not. So with that being said, let's get back into the story time. Where we left off, she made us miss the excursion because instead of paying $100 three ways, she kept saying, let's wait on him, let's wait on him. He did not pull up until 12:50. I blacked on them when I went to the car. I said, I'm not mad at you, sir, because I didn't even know it was another person coming. I don't have no issue with you. I have an issue with James, which is the driver, because I told you yesterday what time to be here. You're just not pulling up. You trying to say it was traffic, but you told me yesterday you only lived 20 minutes away from the Royalton. So why did it take you so long to get here? The lady only said she got 2 of the slots, and we have excursions already booked for those days. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to do anything. Here she goes to my, well, they can make it up to you. They can make it up to you. Y'all need to take her around the country. Da, 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 da. Yeah, y'all need to make it up to her because she don't even have her luggage. So y'all need to take her to get some more clothes. Yeah, take her to see the best nature. She likes nature. Let's take her to see the best nature, the best beaches. Let's get us some food, everything on y'all. I never said no everything on them. She said that. Y'all gonna take care of her. Y'all need to put a smile back on her face. Y'all need to put a smile back on her face. So we get in the car because first of all, I was very much still mad at her. Me and her got into it at the front desk because she was acting dumb. Like she really was believing that this man was 5 minutes away and 5 more minutes would go by. And I'm like, oh, so he's still a minute away? He's still a minute away? Well, just give him a second. Just give him a second. 5 more minutes go by. I'm like, I just gave him 60 more seconds. He's still not. So I still was tight with her. Anyways, and anybody who knows me knows that I don't let shit go easily. I was sitting in the car and I didn't even want to talk to her. She was like whispered on it in my ear when she was basically putting me on to the passenger dude, your son, like, yeah, talk to him, whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He's not ugly. He's cute. I'll see if he'll get me some stuff. So we stopped. We're driving. We stopped by some little ring-ding shop that looked like it had closed. Me and your son got in the car. They stay in the car. And I'm walking with him on my arm, well, on his arm, and we walk across the street because it's heavy traffic right there. We get over there, me and him walk in. We kind of see it's more like a barbershop, and it's more of children's clothes. They don't really have any dresses or sandals. It's like, it really was just more so children's clothes. So me and him like, nah. So he was like, I'll tell James to take us into the city because they have more stuff in the city, like actual clothing stores. So I was like, okay, let's go. We get back in the car. She's still gassed. At this point, they're just, you know what I'm saying? They smoking on the ganja, you know, the devil's lettuce. And he tells him like, yeah, well, really wasn't nothing in there. Let's go take her somewhere else. And they're talking. So they take us, they keep driving, and then we get to this place, this bigger boutique or store, clothing store, where it has a lot more options. You could visibly see that it's way bigger. So me and your son get out again, and we're walking in there. And then they decided they're gonna get out the car as well. James stays in the car. So now it's me, that girl, and my best friend. And we walking around. It's like, oh, note to self that James gave me 100 ECs to spend, which if you do the conversion is not a lot of money. So I'm like, oh, okay, thank you, whatever. So yeah, she's telling me, oh, get the most expensive dress, make him spend all his money. She's whispering this all in my ear, like, get what you can get out of him. So I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, I'm still the one who don't have no clothes. Like, if he decides to be nice and get me stuff, cool. But I'm not finna force a man I don't even know to buy me a whole bunch of expensive stuff. Like, let's see what he say or do if I tell him to get it. But that's it. That's all. We're not finna do the most. We get inside. I seen this dress I like, but it was 165 ECs, which converts into $60 US dollars. I'm like, that's bogus. So Yasan walks up. He's like, what do you want? And I was like, this dress, but it's 165 ECs, which is kind of expensive. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, okay, let me see what I can do. So he goes back to the car. He comes back. He's talking to the lady. I guess he puts it back. So I'm like, all right, let's find something else then. I didn't push the issue. I didn't say nothing. I already told him, like, that's kind of, you know, $60 for that dress. It was more of a beach dress. So a flowy beach dress. I felt like, to me, even if I was the one buying it, that's OD. $60 for a beach dress. It's crazy. Yeah. So we ended up finding like these black little biker shorts. Because I was wearing the base at the time. I had nothing else because my intention was to be in the Stingray Beach. So, I'm like, I can't keep riding around town with no pants. Like, I need at least some type of pants, a dress or something. So, they had invited us to go to a club with them this night. So, I said, well, I'm going to need a dress as well. So, we ended up, after all the debacle, we found a dress. And we found some black biker shorts and some Old Navy flip-flops in the store. So, we get it. The lady said 145 EC. So he was like, let me tell you. So at this time they're back in the van, so it's just me and your son. So he was like, he gives her 45 ECs. So she's like, where's the rest? And I'm like, how much did you give her? He was like, 45. Where's the 100 EC? And I was like, oh, you want me to spend 100 EC? You are gonna buy the food. Like, he was like, yeah, I'll cover the food. Yeah, use the 100 EC he gave you. So the 145 paid, whatever. The lady tell me, keep this receipt when you file your claim with American. So we get back in the van. And now at this point, I'm telling them, like, we had already said we wanted to get local fruit. The whole little time we with these dudes, we never got no fruit. They took us to get food. We rode around, listened to music. Let's stop and talk about the music. So my Caribbean guys, you know, in Caribbean music, it's not just one genre. Just like it's not just hip-hop. It's hip-hop, rap, R&B. You know what I'm saying? So the music, they playing the stuff I like to listen. I love dance hall. I love dance hall music. Soca, yes. But dance hall is my jam. That's my jam. I know almost every song. You know what I'm saying? So they're playing a dance hall playlist on James's phone. And I'm singing all the lyrics, whatever, because that's my shit. You know, I lived in Miami with the Caribbean people for almost 4 years, and that's really all we listened to. We went to parties and hung out, and my friends, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, okay, I can loosen up in my element. We hanging out, this, that, and third. So I'm singing all lyrics. I really wanted to call her dummy, because stop saying it. Oh my God, the Soca Queen. And I'm like looking at the radio. It's a literal touchscreen, big radio, like how my Corolla has, like the CarPlay is one of those. And so I'm like, it say dance hall right there, and she steady keep calling me the Soca Queen. So I'm just like, ignore her, because I'm feeling good now. I'm happy. I got some pants. I can put some pants on, and I got a dress to put on for the night. In my bag really need to come tonight, because if it don't, I'm gonna cry. I'm telling everybody, if my bag don't come tonight, you can go ahead and 86 the rest of the trip, because I'm gonna lose it. I paid a lot of money for this dress. I really want to do my birthday in a certain way. I have my birthday bathing suit. I'm gonna lose it if I have to come and keep spending money through this trip on clothes. Like, this is gonna blow me. So she's like, just be optimistic. If they're gonna come, I have faith that your bag is gonna come tonight. Your bag is gonna come. So I'm like, okay. She's like, you need to just have fun. Don't let stuff stress you out on this trip. How many times are you gonna be in Antigua, eating their authentic food, having the time of your life? Like, don't let that type of stuff stress you out. She just kept saying it, like, don't let nothing get down to you, like, get you down. Like, just make the best out of everything. It's okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be optimistic. But I'm telling her, like, you don't know me. I don't work well under stress. And anybody who actually knows me, that I do not work well under stress. I'm one of those people who only so much pressure and then I'll crack, because my mind doesn't operate in that way. I need a open spread space for my mind to be able to function. When I'm in a high stress situation, I begin to crack, you know what I'm saying? And I lose my shit, because that's just not my brain functioning. So anyways, that's just me being honest. And I tell anybody that, even the people at my job know, don't put me in a high stress situation and want a solution right away, because my mind doesn't think that fast when I'm stressed out. It goes straight to fuck this shit. Fuck it. You know? So she's still, they done roll 5, 6, 7 blunts. Mind you, she knows that me and Nemo don't smoke. She sitting here blowing the smoke in our face and just blunt after blunt. Y'all smoking blunt after blunt after blunt, like blowing the house down in this car. The windows rolled up. I'm just like, it has to be some weak weed, because I didn't get a contact not one time. So I'm like, at this point, I'm over it. I'm like, can you roll the window down? Because this is ridiculous. Like, please roll the window down. He proceeds to crack the window next to me, and that's it, right? So he's like, I'm just going to take you to go see some nature. Girl, he takes us. First of all, we was driving everywhere. Oh, he took us to Beauty Rama, so we could stop by the beauty supply store to get some stuff. So then we get out again, me, Nemo, and that girl. We get out again. We go in Beauty Rama. So I'm like, oh snap, I really haven't been vlogging that much. Let me get some vlogs in. She proceeds to say, oh, I'm not vlogging because I would then have to explain this to Benji. And I really don't want to explain to him why I'm, with these dudes. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm finna explain in my vlog, because I don't have nothing, I don't have a dude. So me and Nemo proceeds to walk towards the back of the store, because I'm looking for mousse, so I can mousse the little curly pieces in my head. And he needed another wrap, like to hold the wig down. He lost it. So we're looking for that and a bar of soap. I wanted my own soap because I had been using Nemo soap the whole time. So long story short, we ride. This is a big beauty supply store. Like, it basically was a Walmart without it being a Walmart. Like, they were selling clothes in the front. They had purses. They had furniture. They had, girl, I'm talking about everything you could think of. It was like we walked into a Walmart, girl, and they called it a hair store. So they say it was the biggest one. So James and Hassan sit in the car. Long story short, we in there. We get a couple knick-knack, patty wax. We give a dog a bone. We leave. Get back in the car. They telling us how they gonna take us to get the food now. We go. James stops to get some conch soup. He gives us a conch soup. We eat, and then it's good. It's so good, by the way. And then your son is on the phone with a lady ordering our plates. So this hungry hippo, she trying to get every single thing. Like, she's literally trying to milk them for everything. So me and Nemo, like, first of all, Nemo's a vegetarian, so didn't really get much. And then me, I'm just like, I just really want to try the national dish and then a little bit of oxtail. That's it. She like, get me this and this, and she like trying to like just the whole restaurant doing the most. So I'm just like, you getting a lot of stuff. Like, so she was like, yeah, I'm trying to try everything. Like, we're not going to a restaurant. He's literally calling one of his homegirls or auntie to make it at her house. So she's doing too much. And I'm peeping like, why are you trying to, you don't even know these dudes. Why are you trying to milk them for so much and you're literally giving them nothing? Because nothing in this world is really actually free. So to me, it's like, I'm not going to push my limits. If y'all are going to be nice, I'm going to get what I would have got if it was my own money. I'm not going to sit here and ball off your dime, because to me, that shows the type of person you are. Like, that's stupid. So anyways, we get the food. Now he's talking about, oh, no, let's take you to the nature. So I'm like, yeah, it needs to really be something, because I was planning on being with the wild today, and I'm sitting here with y'all. I'm still got attitude. I'm still talking to him a little disrespectfully, because I really don't like you for real right now, because I feel like you purposely made me miss my excursion so you can hang out with this girl. So, because y'all doing a lot of googly eyes in the mirror. Like, Nemo peeped it. Me, I'm too busy singing all the lyrics, and I'm in my phone because I got my Flow internet going. So I'm on Instagram posting my little pictures from yesterday, and you know what I'm saying, trying to keep up today's, the day before my birthday. So I got to drop my little precursors on top of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my thumbnail for my, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot going on. It's the day before my birthday. I had a lot of stuff already pre-planned and preset to release. I got to put my sneak peek on my OnlyFans. Like, I got to do stuff on my YouTube. Then I'm sitting here on Instagram. Then my Facebook. So me, I'm just in my phone. Like, I'm really, really heavy in my phone trying to, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot going on. So she like, you okay? I'm good. I'm busy right now. Like, I don't give a fuck about talking to them right now. I'm trying to get my stuff out, So she making googly eyes with the dude through the rearview mirror. He done turned the mirror. He can't even see the road. He gonna only see her. So they doing all this googly eye stuff back and forth in the mirror. And she keeps talking about, oh, how you keep looking at me? Like, you know why the fuck this man keep looking at me. Stop playing dumb. I hate a bitch trying to be like, please stop playing with people's intelligence. You know exactly what type of time this man is on. He has been staring at you from the moment you sat in that seat. And even when we got out of the car and I was the first person to get in, you still sat right behind him. So make it make sense. Like, you supposed to be in a relationship, but is you really respecting your relationship right now? Then you proceed to say, yeah, go take us to the best beach. So I'm peeping game, listening to them because they talking. You know what I'm saying? Being that we're not Caribbean, every Caribbean island, even though it's not Jamaica, they have their own little words that they say in dialect and patois where they, smash words up. Like if they came here, I'm saying stuff like 87. They don't necessarily know what that means. Like 87 it. Like kill it. 87. You know what I'm saying? We gonna 87 the whole thing. We gonna drop it. Jit. They don't know what jit mean. You know what I'm saying? We have you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of lingo that we have here because that's our area. Just like in every part of the world, they may all speak English, but they all had a mashup where they mash up words. And if they talk fast enough, if you're not from that place, it could sound like gibberish. But to me, again, I lived in Miami for almost 4 years. Most of my associates and friends were Bahamian, Jamaican, some type of, British and American Virgin Islands. So I'm used to listening to people talk like that, you know what I'm saying? Where if you're paying close enough attention, you can catch enough words to understand the context. So I'm listening to them talk real low and real fast about trying to go somewhere off the grid. Like I'm listening to them saying how they trying to get us somewhere away from everybody. But this the whole time, she not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm peeping that they don't want to really be seen. Like they want us alone. So me, my ears perking up. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Oh, we trying to take y'all to the best beach, the best beach. So at this point, it's going on like 3, 4 o'clock. I'm getting irritated. I've been in this car with y'all for a couple hours now. I'm ready to get out of the car. Like my knees are hurting. What's going on? Are you taking us to the best beach? Because the nature that you took us to was you took us to see the Rastafarians, which is like the Amish of their country. They don't have electricity. You didn't even take us out of the car. You took us there so you gonna get some weed for you and her. Because you bought a 50-piece, came back, and then she was asking about the 50-piece, about getting some, so you got back out of the car and bought another 50-piece. So that was the nature, on top of seeing some cattle, some baby goats, and some regular goats. And the baby goats, you almost ran them over. So I say this is really the nature. And she started laughing. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, at this point, I wanted to get out of the car because you played. This, I can see this at home. I drive down the street, it's cows, horses, and goats in my backyard. I stay in the country. I didn't come to see that. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow. So everybody's cackling in the car because we're like, are you serious? Or this is the nature? Like, you just wanted to go make a play. And the whole time he kept stopping and making places. So I'm just like getting irritated. Like, get me out of this car. I didn't even want to be a part of this. Here she go, well, you got to see the authentic side of Antigua. Like, he took you to see the authentic side of Antigua. Like, you can never say you're going to get this experience. Like, we would do it on a thing. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. So, now we on this hunt for the best beach. He's doing it's like we on tour. He taking us on a drive-by to see all these other beaches. So I black on him again. I'm like, hey, listen, the next beach you take me to, I'm getting out. I'm not gonna keep driving by all these beaches. I'm ready to get out the car. So they laughing because they think I'm joking. I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. Stop driving by all these beaches. It's like he's trying to show us the other beaches. But then he's like, but that's not the best beach. That's not the best beach. I said, this is like the best beach to me. Because we're going to get out. Stop driving by all these beaches talking, oh, and this beach and that. I don't give a, I'm not on tour. I'm not on tour. Get me out this van. I'm tired of sitting in this van. So then she said something about the wine he had in the back seat. So he was like, oh yeah, this it was called 4th Street. It was a red wine. She was asking, was it sweet? This, that, and third. And so he was like, yeah, we could pop this open at the beach. This is before I spazzed on him. So he was like, let me we can drink that when we get to the beach, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I don't drink any liquor, period, without it being cold. That's including wine. So if you trying to get me to drink some wine, it needs to be cold. So he said, okay, let me stop and get some ice. He stops to get some ice. On the way of him stopping and getting ice, he buys another bottle of wine, but it's rosé. So I'm just like, girl, I don't know if y'all think I'm gonna drink all these 2 bottles, but you're delirious. So we get to this beach, and I'm like, yeah, we're getting out here. This is the beach. This is the best beach. Mind you, it's not. But I'm like, we getting out. So we get out. Me and Nemo, we take our blanket. We go sit down because we had already planned to do a beach TikTok. And hopefully by the time this will be out today. So long story short, we do the beach TikTok. Well, we was about to, then the girl, she comes over, and 2 guys are following her. One with 2 chairs and then the umbrella, right? So apparently she bought 2 chairs and an umbrella. I didn't know we was buying no umbrella and no chairs, but whatever. I didn't say nothing. So she's still over there talking to the dude. I don't know what they talk about. All I know is she come back over and she was like, oh, he's trying to see if I came with those dudes, like they my little friend, this, that, and third. Yeah, he's flirting with me. Everybody's flirting with her the whole time. Everybody flirting with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't even know if it's true or not. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we on the towels. We dusted the towels off to put them on the thing. So she was like, yeah, I actually got 2 umbrellas. So where's the other umbrella? And I'm like, the man never came with another umbrella. He literally came with this umbrella and walked off. So she was like, let me go back over there. She goes back over there. The guy comes with another chair and umbrella. Because I told her I will sit with Nemo. We just want to do a quick TikTok. Since you bought the chairs, we will sit together so you can have your own chair. So she was like, no. We're going to see if he can give me another chair. So she convinces him to bring another chair because it's almost closing time. They were actually cleaning up. So he brings another umbrella and another chair. And now we're sitting there, and then she goes back to the van. Sorry, my nose itching because it's peeling. So I'm sorry. But she goes back to the van, comes back with 3 cups with the wine in it. So we like, cheers, do the thing. We sitting there talking. 10 minutes go by. 20 minutes go by. And I'm like, it's getting suspicious. Why are they still in the van? They said get them 2 seconds. It's been 2 seconds and 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's on 20 minutes and they're still in the van. So she had went over to them to ask them, like, what's up? She comes back and say, he said, oh, that they was still rolling up. Mind you, they on blunt number 75. Why y'all rolling up again? So 10 more minutes go by, and I'm like, no, this is getting suspicious. Mind you, the clothes that I had bought and the stuff from Beauty Ramen was still in the car. On top of the stuff that she bought from Beauty Ramen was still in the car. Nemo decided, no, I don't trust him. I'm going to bring all my stuff with me. So he was the only one who had all his stuff. And just as an FYI, Nemo is very fluid with he and she. So if you hear me saying he, please don't get offended because he makes it known that he goes by she and he is whatever you feel comfortable with calling him. She doesn't mind, just as the FYI, because that was an issue on the last travel vlog me and her did, because y'all was offended I was calling him he, even though he was okay with being called he. So yeah, anyways, just a caveat to the story. Long story short, 10 more minutes go by and I'm like, no, this is getting suspicious. This is like really, really suspicious. So then I go to the car and I go over to Yasan's window and I'm like, what is going on? Mind you, I look down. Yasan has the local trees. They're not even grinded. They're just there, like sitting in his lap. You've been in the car for 30 minutes. You tell me you ain't grinded up the little bit of tree that you about to, you know what I'm saying, roll up. Y'all got something else going on in this car right now. Y'all ain't even know. I don't trust it no more. So at this time, I'm like, no, what's really going on? Because y'all said y'all was rolling up, but that was 10, almost 15 minutes ago. We've been sitting out here. Y'all claimed that y'all was going to come and hang with us and give us the experience, and that's why we're here at the beach. But y'all still sit in the car, and it's giving suspicions, and I don't like that. What's going on? So your son doesn't say anything. James turns around and say, Well, you know, if I'm being honest, we can't be seen with him. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, I have a big reputation on the island, and people really know me, and they would judge me if I would be seen with somebody like him. So I'm like, somebody like him, yeah, like, you know, he's gay, and people are judgmental here, and they're gonna say something to me if they see me out with him, and I can't be seen like that, because then I have to keep defending myself, and it's a lot of people here that I know. Mind you, it was like 6 people there, and 4 of those people were white. It was only 2 black Antiguan people there. The rest, you could clearly tell we were all tourists. So because of the photos that we're taking, it gives tourists. So I'm like, a lot of people. It's not a lot of people here. He was like, it's people here that I know. So I'm like, I'm doing the math now. At this point, it is 2 Antiguan dudes here. Clearly, he knows it's 2 Antiguan dudes that helped us get the chair and the umbrella. And it's making sense. So I said, so you have a problem as well? Your son's not saying anything. He was like, I'm here with him. And he, you know, we do have a reputation here, you know what I'm saying, because we are big, you know, we're known, we are big people here. So he just don't want to be there with them. We trying to wait till more people leave to come out and hang out with y'all. So I'm like, got you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and he was like, and it's a lot of ladies that deal with me, so I don't want them to think that I'm with either one of y'all, you know. So I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So you're a ladies' man as well. And I started screaming, and I said, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, I'm gonna go tell them. So I went back and I told them what they said and how they said it, and how they did want to be seen with us because of Nemo, and they have a big reputation. And on top of that, they have a lot of ladies that they're dealing with, and they don't want them to, if somebody sees it and go runs, they don't want them to tell them that they're here with us, and they assume that we're one of their ladies. So after that, I was like, yeah, we're ready to go, because that blew the whole mood. You've been hanging out with us all day, and you don't want to be seen with Nemo. You could have said that when you told us to get in the car, you was going to take us around, but you've been hanging out with us half the whole day. From 1 o'clock to, it's 5 o'clock now. And now all of a sudden you want to say that to me, not even to Nemo, that you can't be seen around him because the people here are judgmental. Okay. Okay. So we get in the car, we go back home, whatever. They still want us to go out to the club. She's getting the information, knowing we probably was not going to go out with them. Talking about they're not gonna probably head that way until 11. So she was like, so I don't want to ruin the mood, but I got a question for you. If you were scared to hang out with us at the beach, where were you gonna take us to go to the club? And he was like, oh, it's this really elegant nightlife scene in College Town. So like it's like a college party we was gonna take out to. Elegant and college party don't go together. So to me, that was a red flag right there. You was gonna take us around a whole bunch of jets. I'm 25 and one more day, sir. Nemo's 24. She's 32. Why are we hanging around 18, 19-year-olds? No, that's not what I came here for. So whatever, we go back. They drop us off at the resort. Later that night, like 6, 7 o'clock, the bellman came up with my suitcase, told me that they just delivered my suitcase from the airport. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. We're getting ready for dinner. Long story short, night 2 dinner was nice. We had a good time. Everything was smooth, cool. We had lamb chops that night. We were talking. We were hanging out late at the restaurant. Fast forward into the day of my actual birthday, March 4th. We get on the catamaran. We hanging out on the boat. We get to the snorkeling location past the Atlantic in this little cute beach getaway area that another catamaran was at. We're hanging out there. By this time, you know, my phone is blowing up because it's my birthday. So everybody's texting me. So, you know, I'm really on my phone again today like I was yesterday. I'm not really paying any attention. I'm just like, you know, so she keeps asking me, am I okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm, you know, but everybody's happy birthday. So I'm trying to, you know how it is on your birthday. Stop playing. So I'm just in my phone. I'm talking about I haven't talked to my mom yet. So I'm trying to see if she's at work. I'm just like, yeah, I'll text her, good morning, da 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 da. So by the time we're actually done snorkeling and getting out the water and getting back on the boat to chill, I had already decided I'm going to the front of the boat. I'm locking me a spot in because I want pictures in the front of the boat. Like, it was a bunch of Wahite people and they were taking up the whole front of the boat. So I was told Nemo, like, we're going to take and get us a spot in the front of the boat so we can at least get our pictures in. This girl's a liar. So she got an attitude. She's like, I sometimes don't like people because they be doing a lot. But I don't have like a prejudice where I would be rude for no reason to a white person. That's how she was. Like, she left to go drop her plate off in a girl, her stuff was next to where she was sitting, and the girl didn't know she was sitting there. So I'm telling her to like come around because she's about to pop her towel, not knowing you sitting there because you didn't bring any of your stuff. And so then she catches the attitude, goes around the girl and say, let me get out of here because y'all rude. Like, telling the girl that, and I'm like, how is she rude? She didn't even, you didn't have anything right here. How could she have known? How could she have known? You know, so I'm like, girl, whatever. So she's in the back of the boat with the other people. Nemo and me are in the front. We get a couple of pictures, but when we're crossing the Atlantic, the water is crazy. The water is disrespecting Nemo. So he like, I can't do it no more. I'm going back to the front. I'm going back to the front. I can't do it no more. I stay in the front because I'm chilling. Like, you know, she come, I'm on at this point, sorry. So I'm on video, Facebook video with my mom, and you know, she's wishing me happy birthday. She's checking in on me, and we're talking. I got my little phone in my bag, and we just chopping. She runs up to me. Oh, this is before Nemo went back to the front. So she runs up to me and Nemo, and she's talking. I'm like, so she was like, oh, okay. So she's just telling Nemo all these details about something that she's concocted with the people in the back of the boat about something tonight. And I'm like, not listening because I'm on the phone with my mom. And then afterwards, when the waters calm down and I got my pictures and stuff like that, I go back to the back of the boat. I'm like, so what were you talking about? What happened? So she said, oh, I made plans for us to go to Clash. These other girls on the boat, they were talking about it. They're hyped. They're saying it's the party tonight, this and the third, and there's daybreak in the morning, and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, so we riding with them? Oh, no, they're not in the same resort as us. We gonna ride with James them. And I'm like, we'll see. So mind you, I skipped the part when we came back to the room that night after the awkward situation at the beach. We had a whole conversation, us three, about how they were weirdos, they were lame, and we didn't like the way they did that. They sat up in his face all day acting like shit was cool, and they was cool with him, you know what I'm saying? There was no issue, and then they wait till we at the beach hours later to say that they have a problem with his sexuality. Like, that's lame. We all calling them lame. Like, that's lame. They could have kept it a buck. They should have said something to us instead of sitting in a car like weirdos. We calling it bump them. We not gonna hang out with them for the rest of the trip. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to tell y'all this part. But we sitting here cracking on, especially James, because James was the one who said it. So we cracking on James, and she was like, yeah, I wouldn't even deal with that nigga. He only 5'3". We cracking on him like, oh yeah, and you could tell he trying to F. This is what she's saying. You could tell he's trying to F me. Like, he licked in my ear today in the van, was licking all in my ear. She kept saying that part. He was licking all in my ear. Like, he kept staring at me through the rearview mirror. You could tell he's trying to F. You could tell he's trying to F. Like, over and over and over again, she just kept saying, you could tell he's trying to F. So here we are now the next day after having that conversation about how we gonna 86 them because they're weirdos and they're lame. And then you're gonna say, oh no, we're gonna ride with James. Where is this coming from? So we're gonna try to use them until Monday for free rides. So I'm like, we'll see. Because why we can't just ride to the resort they're at and then ride with them, because they're offering us a ride. So we can just ride with them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Why do we have to go with these dudes that already made him feel uncomfortable once, and then there's a second option? So she was like, well, I already told him. I said, well, you need to tell him that if we go with them, we're not on no funny business, and we're going to clash with or without them. If they want to just drop us off and leave us there, we'll get a cab home. That's fine. But I'm not on no funny business. I told her that, and I said you need to stress that to him in the messages. If he don't want to be seen with us, he don't even have to go with us. Drop us off, and you can do your own thing, and we'll find our own way back home. So she claimed that's what she texted him. Little do I know. So that night rolled around. We done had my at my birthday dinner. This is when the tension started because she was acting funny at the birthday dinner. So we sat down. We're at a steak restaurant on Royalton called Hunter, and we get seated. We order our food. Appetizers come out. I put in for a salmon. I'm probably pronouncing it in a cringy way. Salmon meal. She got a steak, and Nemo got a fettuccine alfredo shrimp. So it's only been like 20-30 minutes. When we got there, she told me that James said be ready at 9:45. So I'm like, well, you're gonna have to tell him to push that time back, because our reservation, and y'all knew our reservation was for 8:30. So how do you think we're gonna have enough time to order our food, get our food, eat our food in an hour and a half, and be ready to go? Like, I had on a ball gown, like not ball gown, but like heels in a nice gown. Insert picture somewhere on the screen. Like, I'm not wearing that to no club. So we sitting in the thing, she's getting visibly irritated. You can see her getting irritated, like, oh my God, what's taking them so long? Mind you, the first 2 nights, we had to wait a cute 30 minutes for our food, both nights. And we never complained. We were sitting there talking. She's getting antsy, like, what's taking them so long? She's being kind of rude to the service. The lady come over, she's talking to us, and she's like giving us the rundown. And another server come over with their drink, because they keep drinking all these apple juices. And she was telling us, like, well, you know, if y'all gonna clash, I just want to be honest with you. Outside, they be pew, 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 pew in the air. So I just want to caution you guys. And so she's like, don't listen to her. She's just trying to make y'all scared. She's trying to make y'all scared. Y'all don't make y'all not want to go no more. And I'm like, no, I feel like she's trying to be honest with us, because she knows that we're tourists and we don't really know what clash is for real. So if she's trying to give us the outside perspective from a person who's on the inside, then I think that was right of her to tell us that there's, you know, that's something that a part of the way they hang out, you know. Why are you mad? Because she told us. I said, no, she's not trying to scare us. She's telling us the truth. Like, that set her off, because the lady trying to scare us. Then the other lady just giving us a rundown about, like, how Clash is. Like, she was telling us it's more of a DJ battle royale. It's called Clash because the DJs are clashing their music. They're they playing their Caribbean music, and they switching it up. And it's kind of sometimes like they'll make diss songs, and then they'll send it out, and they get to play their music for a certain amount of time. And then the next DJ see who can get the crowd the most turned. Some people, use it as playful gander, and some people take it really serious. Sometimes it get physical, and if people get rowdy and start fighting, they shut it down right at 6 a.m. But if everybody behaves themselves, they'll give you an extra hour or two, and they don't really close until 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, she really giving us the tea for real. So I'm like, okay, she getting irritated because the girl's still there. So when she leaves, she was like, she was getting on my nerves. She was talking too much. And I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom, because she's starting to piss me off. This is my birthday dinner. You know what I'm saying? If I want to talk to her until my food got here, that's my prerogative. You know what I'm saying? She could tell me whatever she want to tell me, because I was very much intrigued. So I felt like she was already being a little sassy, a little rude. Like, then she had proceeded to walk off and left both her phones at the table, didn't tell us anything or anywhere she was going. She came back 10 minutes later. So when the lady was talking to me and she was rude to her, I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, because I needed to decompress. I was getting very much irritated with her, and I was trying to hold it together, because it's like, why are you doing all of this? Like, why is your energy where your energy's at right now? You need to bring it down. We're at a literal dinner right now, and you're doing a lot. So the dinner's over. We go back. I'm like, well, so where are they? She was like, oh, they're not here yet. I was like, well, I'm finna go to the room and change, because we're not wearing this. Like, she had on a beach, like, insert picture, child. She had on this. And, what is this? I guess she said she's gonna wear this to the party. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, you're already dressed accordingly. You look like you're going to a street party anyways. So let me look like I'm going to a street party. So I proceed to say, I'm going back to the room. So she said, okay, I'm going to the room with y'all, whatever. Because she hadn't got to blow the one down. Yeah, you know. She that's all she did the whole trip. Like, smoke. She smoked with any and everybody. Even the day before we waited on the catamaran, it was a random dude who did the jet skis, girl, missed a tooth and a gold tooth. And all of a sudden I walk up and she's sitting here smoking with this man. Why do you smoke with everybody? Like, you don't even know this man. First of all, look at his mouth. He can have gingivitis and you sitting here smoking with him. I can't. So she told us she need to go back to the room and blow down. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So me and Nemo are in heels. She's in flip-flops. The Royalton is kind of big in Antigua, but it's not humongous. It's not St. Lucia. Let's be real. It's not as big as St. Lucia, but it's a long stretch when you're wearing heels. So we were trying our best to get to the room. Man, our feet started hurting so bad when we started walking up the little stairs to go to we're on the 4th floor. So when we got to the 3rd floor, I was like, Nemo, I gotta sit down real quick. I gotta take these shoes off. I can't make it with the shoes on. So we're sitting down, we're just talking. I was like, you know what I was thinking about? I've been messaging the guy for the excursion tomorrow, and the way he described an excursion, it sounded like the same exact thing we just did today, and I didn't know that when I booked it. I thought it was something completely different. So if we're gonna end up doing the same thing, I don't want to do that twice. I don't want to do the excursion that I did on, on Saturday again on Sunday when I really want to see the stingrays. That's why I came here. That was the sole reason. Like, there's always going to be that one excursion you really came to this country to do. So that was, for me, the stingrays. So I'm just telling him, like, yeah, I did not come here to not do that. And it's going to blow me if I leave here and I didn't get to do that. So I don't mind, because me and him had already paid the full balance for the excursion tomorrow of $125. That was done online. So I'm like, the only person that would be losing money is you and me. She wouldn't be losing no money because she canceled her reservation. She claimed that they canceled it, but I was messaging the guy earlier. I showed her the message of him saying that she canceled it without any reason given, and if she still wanted to do it, there was one slot still left. I would have to pay the deposit, and then she'll be allowed to pay the rest of cash. She told me she didn't even have any more cash to spend, so I told her, if you send me the money on Cash App, I'll go ahead and put it in a deposit. You send me back the money, and I'll handle it, whatever. So her boyfriend, again, Benji, sends me a Cash App for $200. I text her and said, Benji sent $200. So she tells me, okay, well, send me the rest of the money from what you're paying for the excursion so that I can have some more money. So I'm like, whole time on the thing, you telling me your Cash App don't work. That's why, because I'm telling her, you can just Cash App it to me. But she's steady having her boyfriend do it. But then you telling us that your Cash App card don't work. So why are we sending you the money to your Cash App and your Cash App card don't work? Like, the math wasn't adding up. She did it on the first day too with something else. I can't remember what it was. Let me see. She had him send me the $75 that I paid in the deposit for the stingrays because she made us miss it. So she told Benji, and he said he was gonna make it up to, make the situation right. So he sent me the $75 so I wouldn't waste or lose any money. So like the whole time it's been him sending me money, not her. So she proceeds to say, so long story short, we are sitting talking, waiting, just sitting on the 3rd floor, and a lady walks by and she hears us talking about the excursion, and we really want to do the stingray. So she stops and starts talking to us and telling us, like, I don't know what you have planned for tomorrow, but I went today, and I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. You're gonna probably be scared, because I was scared, but it was 100%. I'm sorry, what the heck? It was 100% worth it. You really should go before you leave. And so I'm like, okay, so Nemo, I think we're just gonna have to lose out on the $125 we spent on that excursion, and what we can do is just do the stingrays, because the lady did tell me there's Saturday and Sunday slots. We still could go Sunday. I would just need to go, to the excursion desk early in the morning and see what's tea. Right? So we go to the room after the lady leaves. She gets on the elevator, she leaves. So then we go up to the room, and I come in. I was like, I gotta tell you my plan I just thought about. So I run down the whole thing about tomorrow, so this, that, and so she was like, so what's gonna happen with my deposit? I'm like, what are you talking about? Girl, you're going to get your money back. Like, she's steady stressing the deposit that first of all, I had already paid the $25 deposit, so you're not getting that $25 back because it's already being removed from my bank account. But the remaining balance that was supposed to be paid in cash, oh, sorry, my alarm went off. I got to hurry up. It's 9 o'clock. I've been talking for a while, so this is going to be a long story time. So, I was telling her, like, the remaining balance that I was supposed to pay for you in cash would be sent back to you, but then you still are going to be responsible for the amount at the Stingray Bay because that was just a deposit as well, so you would still need to pay the remaining balance. So she was like, oh, okay. So, all right, we can do that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Boom, we got a plan. I'm going to be up really early in the morning to get to the front desk so that I can make sure I call the lady and secure a spot for 9 or 11 o'clock because those are the only combos left. So she's like, okay, well, I'm going to go downstairs and wait on them. Okay, I'm like, all right, well, I'm telling you right now, if it gets to 11:45, 12 o'clock in the morning, I'm no longer going. I'm telling you this now. I'm not going to be sitting here waiting on them all night long. So at this time, it's like 10 when I told her that. She goes downstairs. She says she goes to the front to wait on them. Me and Nemo getting dressed. We just talking, and I'm just like, I can see she getting the attitude about this whole situation, and I don't like that. And the conversation need to be had in the morning because we're not going to leave here and then people turn around and say they didn't have a good time or they felt some type of way. We're not doing that. And I was telling Nemo, like, we've been trying to include her in everything, but tonight I feel like she got something going on, and she's had an attitude since dinner. And I don't like that. And I told him, I said, y'all make this plan to go to this club without me for my birthday. Y'all decided where I want to go. Neither one of y'all included me on this decision. So I'm be honest with you, I really don't want to go no more. I'm halfway sleepy. Like, so if they're not here by 11:45, I promise you, I'm gonna just get in the bed and go to sleep. And end my birthday the way I want to end my birthday. So it's now 10. Now at this point, Nemo's dressed. Nemo had already told her, okay, we'll ride it out to Monday. He said we'll ride it out to Monday, whatever. See if we can still get rides from them. But he made it known that he still felt some type of way about what they said and how they did that. It was already known that he felt some type of way. But he was like, okay, if you want to do that to Monday, then fine, whatever. Okay. This Billy Goat, she calls me at 11:40. And let me see if the call will show up on here. Yesterday. Saturday. What day was my birthday? Saturday, yeah. Why does it say 12:40? Oh. Okay. So what did it say? March 4th. 10:40. This was the first call, right? It was only 1 minute. Didn't go through. She called us at, it say 10:40. Actually, that's wrong. 10:40 Caribbean time. So that's Eastern Standard Time. That is back on. But it was 11:40 when she called. And that was the first phone call I got from her. Telling us, hey, that they're here, they're outside. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to come. So she was like, oh, wait, but they don't want to go to Clash anymore. They want to take us to a different club. I said, nope, I knew they was going to do this. We're not going. Hang up the phone. So she hangs up the phone. So I proceeded to tell her, let's pull up this. Now, let's insert screenshots. This is when it all started. When she called and said that they no longer wanted to go to Clash. They was going to try to take us to a different club. I been said, even at the dinner, we all said that watch, they're going to try to pull some funny shit and try to take us to a different club. Even though I told you to tell them that if we're going out and they're going to take us, we're going to a club that I agreed to go to, which was Clash. So that's it. No funny business. So I said, as you can see, I said, no, Godiva, that's effed up because y'all set up a plan to go to club. Y'all set up a plan to go to Clash and then trying to change the move. If you want to hang with them, then that's cool. But be safe and keep your location. In the morning, we need to have a conversation because I'm not okay. That's all I said. So she proceeds to say, they explain how it would be uncomfortable for Nemo. And I asked, where can we go to be safe? So what's effed up exactly? When you were on the phone and you said they want to go to a different club, you did not say, they said, oh, it would be uncomfortable for Nemo and probably unsafe, so we decided to change the location. You said, and I quote, they want to go to a different club. So now you're trying to turn around and say that they're saying it's unsafe for him because I said I'm not going. So I said, that's not their decision to make. The girls on the boat got a section and everything, and we would be with them. Like, we would be fine. We're with them, and they were locals. So I said, you said that you were going to play supporting role, but you being pushy today about this whole event, which she had been. I said, if Nemo is wanting and willing to go, then that's his decision to make. When you called and said they want to take us to a different club, she proceeds to say, they saying they not letting him get in the gate. How do they know that they're not going to let him get in the gate? How do you know 100,000% he's not going to get in the gate? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, whatever. At this point, Nemo's like, man, I'm not going to do this back and forth with her on the phone. If she wants to have a discussion, she needs to come back up to the room and stop with the text messages. That's not how I move. Like, he's telling me this in the room. I'm not going to get involved in the text messages. So I'm like, okay, well, I am. So I said, you didn't say anything about it's not safe. They don't want to be seen with him, and that's the big deal. We don't have to be with them, which is true. We don't have to be with them. Like, let's remove them from the equation, because the situation seems to be that they're the only people that we've ran into that were uncomfortable with being around him and being seen with him. We've been out and about with other people, being seen with other people on the boat. Everybody, every other guy and female has been very respectful to Nemo. Has not had any passive aggressive, any comments, any like behaviors. Even our taxi driver, when we got out, he took us to that boutique. He was with us and he was so cool. He was so respectful. It was, you guys are the only people who are telling us that the island is homophobic. And come on, man. It's y'all. It's not, don't put it on Antigua. Do not put it on Antigua, because every other dude that we've come across has been nothing but respectful to Nemo. So please play me another song, because I'm not listening to this again. It's on repeat and it's dead. So she said, I didn't get a chance to say anything because as soon as I spoke, you said hang up the phone. Which you hung up the phone. Nemo didn't hang up the phone. So don't sit here and say, oh, you didn't get a chance to speak because I said hang up the phone. I could say 1,000 things. Don't mean you had to hang up the phone. If it was something else you needed to say, you could have said no, but listen, this, that, and the third. No, I said, we're not going there. I told you I'm not changing location, so hang up the phone. And you said, do, do, do. Nemo didn't even have the phone in his hand for him to do. Like, what are you talking about? So stop trying to cry me a river right now. You trying to role reverse and make it seem like we are pushing you away when in actuality, you never came out there. You should have said that before to change the location. Let's keep it funky fresh. Insert these text messages. I said, well, if we could go inside, then we good, because we made up our mind to go to Clash, which is true. I've already decided if we're going to go, I guess we'll go to Clash. So I said, we literally joked about them trying to change the location last minute, and they just proved our point. They weird because they been knew this before they drove over here, so why not say something hours ago? Which is true. You knew at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning when she texted you that we were going to Clash that it was a possibility that, in your words, that they were going to be homophobic and not let him in, and it wouldn't be a safe location for him. So why not at 9, 10 o'clock when she texts you the location, say it then? Why are you waiting until you pull up at 11 o'clock at night to say that, oh, well, let's change the location because it's not safe for him? Why are you telling me that now when we could have been thinking all day of a different location? That's suspicious. And if you don't see that, you're stupid. I said, take a second and think about it, Godiva. They are moving funny. This is funny to me. Because if you knew at 9 o'clock where we were going and you've already met the people that's riding with us, if this is how the people are, the men are, and they were not going to let him in the gate, why not say at 9 o'clock, hey, no disrespect, but I just want to forewarn you, I think it's probably better for us to start looking for a different club to go to because they may not even let him in. Why not say it at 9 o'clock? Why say it at 11 o'clock when we're already dressed and we thinking we going somewhere? Oh, okay. But I'm in the wrong for feeling like I peeped that was stupid of them to try to throw something at us last minute. But you sitting in the car talking to them. Okay. Girl, you letting them get in your ear. Okay. So she said, so y'all don't want to go. I'm trying to enjoy ourselves. Okay. And also respect their culture. Next slide. Y'all can go inside without them. We already said at the minimum we could ride and catch a cab home. Okay, so why again are you, if we already said if they on funny business, they can drop us off and leave. Why are you stressing changing the location when you just said at minimum we already decided we'll go with or without them coming in the club with us and find a different ride home? So you should have already told them, you know what, don't even worry about it. We will still go, drop us off, and if push comes to shove, we'll find another way home. Why not tell them that? Why not stick to the plan? Why are you trying to switch it up now that you're in the car with them, listening to them buzz in your ear? You're not making no sense. You're conflicting. At minimum, we were still going to go without them. So why is it now that you're with them that's a change of the plan? I didn't understand it. I said, go, Godiva. I'm not going anywhere my friend is not respected. They're homophobic, and you should see that. Everyone else we have encountered has been so nice and respectful towards Nemo. They are the only ones they have said anything. Capital letters, only ones. She said you could be mad at them for what they believe. What does them being homophobic have to do with us getting there? Okay, stupid. Okay, dummy. So I said she said we already learned that yesterday. So why did you initiate using them again? You initiated using them again. First of all, you've been texting that man all day long, flirting with him. Because he told you this morning when you had 3 missed calls from him that he really wanted to get some alone time with you tonight. So let's talk about it for real. Let's put all the motherfucking chips on the table because you pushing for us to use them as a ride when you already know that this man has said tonight he wants some alone time with you. So now we got to change the location? I'm not forgetting nothing none of y'all done said. So what do you talk about? Why does them being homophobic have to interfere with us getting a ride for them? Because now that they're still pushing the issue and they're showing they're not letting up on their views of him and not wanting to even be seen dropping him off, that they're willing to change the club location, probably back to the college shit, that I don't want to go. I'm good. I'm not finna deal with this pettiness. Like, if you so hard pressed about freaking even dropping us off and you just want to say, oh, they're just not even gonna let us in the club, we not even finna play Let's Ring Around the Rosie with the different clubs. Because if you saying Antigua in general is homophobic and transphobic, then why are we even finna sit here and go and play club hopping to see which club is gonna let me in? Just 86 the whole thing. We don't even need to go no more if it's already gonna be a risk that we're gonna run into everybody being rude to him. Why even play with our time like that? That's dumb. Just don't even worry about it no more. And that's the point we was trying to get across to her. Like, if they're saying this one club gonna be like that, who's to say just because you change the location that these people not also gonna be like that? What's the point of even sitting here playing around like that? That's dumb. So she said we already learned that yesterday. It's just a ride. We don't have to hang with them once we're there. We agree because of whatever culture rules. I don't know what she's talking about. So I proceed to say bye, Godiva, because you're missing my point. I didn't mean to say we are mad. We are mad at anyone at all. You just don't get what we're saying. I wanted to enjoy my birthday. It is literally 12 a.m. It hit 12 when I sent this message. It is literally 12 a.m. and we are sitting here waiting for them. We've been sitting here waiting for them since 10 p.m. I don't want to ride. I don't want to ride. I'm trying to say that, but I keep saying they. It's unreliable to save a few dollars. And then I auto-corrected myself and said we aren't mad at anybody. Because at the time we was not mad. We just realized this is a waste of energy. Why are we going to even ride with them? So she proceeds to call me back and say, well, we've come up with another solution. They're going to go ahead and call a taxi for us, one of their people, and then we can ride in the taxi with their people and we'll follow behind them. So I said, let me just ask you a question real quick. So are you going to ride in a taxi with us behind them, or are you going to ride in a taxi with them? I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I got to get my alarm's key going off. It's 9:15 now. This is going to be a super long story time. So she's like, I haven't decided. And I'm like, that's enough said right there. You haven't decided and you came with us. It's not about that. It's not about that. Y'all don't want got a problem with them. I don't have an issue with them. You don't have an issue with them? Okay. So the text message war keeps going on about how she saved us. She came up with the solution. I'm going to insert the messages. Y'all can pause and read. She saved us and da-da-da-da. And what does them being homophobic have to do with anything? And da-da-da-da. And Nemo, even when she called back, she was like, you're talking for him. And then I said, Nemo said, I'm not finna do the phone thing. He literally said it on the phone. He said, I'm not finna do the phone thing. I'll talk to you in person. So she proceeds to keep going back and forth about the people on the boat invited us, our locals. Remember that. So the locals on the boat invited us and wanted Nemo to come and was excited and said that they have a section and we can all be in their section. So they're locals, right? So if those locals know their culture, why wouldn't they tell us on the boat when y'all was sitting there talking to them that, you know what, maybe Clash is not a really good spot for them because this, that, and the third. You just made yourself look dumb. Because if these people are saying that, oh no, it went, saying y'all come on, enjoy yourself, we'll be waiting for y'all. And now these homophobics telling you this, that, and the third, you don't see the difference? Is this camera on me? You don't see the difference? Like, stupid, dummy. So, So she's trying to say the people from the resort that was going, we don't have no numbers or contacts from them. So at this point, I just started K, because Nemo had already told me earlier that day, that they had seen one of the guys from the boat that was in on the Clash conversation, and he had tried to give Nemo his phone number and tell him to hit him up tonight. So when it's time to leave, he told me she took his phone and put the number in her phone, and he was asking for the number from her earlier that day, and she kept saying, oh, he didn't give us a number. So now she lying. Now she's trying to say she didn't get a number, but Nemo was with you when the guy walked up to y'all and talked about the situation, and you got your phone and got his phone number. So, okay, whatever. So insert some more information, because I'm not going to read all these. She's basically trying to say, we moving funny. We moving funny because you're going to be willing to sit in a car with two dudes riding in front of your friends while they're in a van alone. We moving funny. If y'all still think this girl is in the right, mind you, this is all happening the night of my actual birthday. You're mad at me because we're no longer wanting to go at all. I told you, you was going to leave us anyways because you was going to ride in the van alone with these dudes anyways. The same dude that was licking all in your ear. The same dude that told you he wanted some alone time with you. The same dude that done sat here and gave you 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blunts in one day. The same dude that been making googly eyes and eye contact with you and trying to touch all on you, but too scared to get out of the car. Yeah. Him, that same dude, you're still going to ride with him in the van alone with them. So why you just go ahead and go to the club with them then? Like, we're not going to play these games with you. So she proceeds to say that how is she dead wrong, this, that, and she's steady trying to make it seem like it's Nemo's fault. I'm like, why are you steady putting him on blast? Like, that's irritating me. So I'm like, you're dead wrong. It's simple as that. If we came together, we should stay together. Whether you don't believe how we feel or agree with how we feel, we are a group. You are in a room with us. You should not be folding on us for these dudes that you don't even know and you're never going to see again. That's craziness to me. You should have said, you know what, if y'all think we can't ride and it's cool, we'll figure something else out. I'll go up there and let them know, and we'll figure our own plans out and go from there. But instead, you sided with them and you try to make it like we are the issue when we supposed to be rocking together as a collective. If you come together, you leave together. It's supposed to be simple as that. But you trying to do your own thing and you mad at us because I no longer want to go anymore. And Nemo no longer want to go anymore. I don't care if I was stepping into the van and decided to turn around and say I don't want to go anymore. I reserve the right to change my mind at any given time in the situation. You can't fault me for feeling like what they're doing is funny. And how dare you sit up and say you're going to call me a van to go behind y'all like y'all top flight secret security. What you got? You got the elephant in the bag? That, like, what are you talking about? What top flight item that y'all have in a car that we got to sit here and ride behind you now? Now to the point where we can't even ride in the same van as you. That's the solution. You really don't want to be seen with him. So now to me, it's like it's a compromising position. You putting us in a dangerous situation, because if they're that serious about not being caught with a homosexual man, why are we even entertaining the situation? Because if anything pop off at Clash and somebody say something to them, then their reputation's on the line. They're put in a compromising predicament. They could black out on him, and now we are in trouble in somebody else's country, kidnapped, raped. He done got a fight with him. He done shot him. Anything, because they want to protect their reputation. They made it clear to us the day before that they're big mans on the island, and people know them, and they want to protect their reputation. So why are you pushing the issue? If we good, let us be good. Why are you mad? Hey, crazy girl. So just keep reading that. And then, so she says the issue went from the time of arrival to uncomfortable now to if I ride with y'all together. I came off the plane and rode by myself, but y'all wasn't wrong for not waiting for me. But I'm wrong for trying to make sure everybody's comfortable. You chose a flight that was an hour and some change. No, an hour past the time that we was going to be getting here, and I deliberately gave you my flight itinerary, and you still chose a flight that you knew you would have to go through customs, immigrations, and baggage claim. Why would I sit there and wait on you when you deliberately did that? And then you didn't even buy your taxi online when I gave you the information about it online. Like, why am I feeling sorry for you? Because I tried to make sure you were on the same flight as me. You didn't choose that connecting flight. You chose a different flight. That's not my problem no more. And even so, I tried to make the taxi driver wait on you, and he said no, because it's gonna take too long to get through customs, immigration, and baggage. We can't wait that long. So what are you talking about, girl? What are you talking about? You did that to yourself. You're a grown-up. If you wanted to ride with us and you felt like we should have waited for you, you should have made that known when I talked to you on FaceTime with Nemo and told you that we are not going to wait that long. That's way too long. Your flight is like, what if something happened? What if your flight's delayed? Like, I would rather you be able to come and check right into the room versus us all getting there at the same time and we just still sitting there and you done been on the plane since God knows what time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense. Like, you trying to, now you're the victim. Now I left you at the airport. But I was answering every phone call you called me when you got here. But I left you alone. You're 32, but I left you alone. Okay. I said, no, not waiting on you. I was literally in the airport filling out a lost baggage form when you called and I picked up and you weren't even off the plane yet. I told you when you booked the ticket that we were going to stay, I'm trying to say we weren't going to stay the extra time because you chose a flight that was an hour after ours. So she said, I'm still trying to figure out when we all knew I wasn't fucking with them, but we still getting rides until Monday. Again, I never said I was okay with getting rides with them. I said multiple times, we will see. And if they're on funny stuff, I'm not going with them. I literally said that multiple times. So all this, we agreed. No, you and Nemo said, whatever, we'll try to ride it out until Monday. I didn't say I was riding anything out until Monday. I said, well, we will see. Literally, we will see. I don't know. So I said, I literally even asked our taxi driver to wait. And when she said she's getting off the plane, he said he could not wait. You decided we was getting a ride from them. I wrote that in big capital letters because that is true. She decided that. I tried to get a ride from the girls that we met on the boat. So all this back and forth, all this the debacle back and forth. Long story short, I'm going to keep inserting them. Y'all can keep pausing. Baby, I'm so sorry. This thing just keep my alarm. I just had to turn it off. What time is it right now? I literally have to finish this in 6 minutes. If not, I'll be back with another outfit change. She said we didn't say anything prior to her leaving out the room. Mind you, when we got up to the room, after we told her about the stingray, she literally stormed out and left, said she needed to go smoke. So we didn't even have no time to tell you about anything. I made it known before you left. If they don't come here by a certain time, I'm not going. And if they're on funny business, I said that this morning. If they're on funny business, and they try to change the location, I'm not going. So none of this is new information to you. You just keep trying to act like you don't remember none of these conversations. Maybe because you keep smoking all these other people weed and you don't know what's in the weed, and now all of a sudden you don't remember nothing. I don't know if you're losing the last 3 brain cells you got in your head, Miss Mamas. I don't know if it's your teeth are loose and you just can't get that horse mouth to function. The words of I'm sorry, I forgot, and you just try to make it sound like I'm blacking and I'm making up stuff. I don't know. But the truth is, we had this conversation and I told you in person and on the phone and in front of them when you tried to be nasty and call and have us on speaker and put Nemo on the spot about why he didn't say that he was uncomfortable back when you guys decided to ride with him, when he literally told you he's not gonna do this confrontation over the phone. That's childish. Talk to me in person. You tried to put this man on the spot, and then you got mad at him and you got mad at me because I was talking for him, because he already made it clear that he's not finna do this back and forth with you. But I'm the problem. I don't know who that is. And so I just kept going back and forth with her about, girl, like, you literally took over my birthday. You made a decision. I was on the phone with my mama and you came and told me that we're going to Clash. You didn't say, do you guys want to go to Clash now? I've been talking to these girls about this, that, and the third. You said, oh, we made plans to go to Clash, and you and Nemo agreed without even consulting the actual birthday girl. So make it make sense of how I was excited to go anywhere when these wasn't even my plans. I just agreed to go. Like, I was never excited. I don't care about going to no club. Y'all wanted to go, so I agreed to go. And I've been told you from the jump, when you decided that you're going to use them for the ride, that I'm not on no funny business. And the minute they try something funny, I'm not going no more. I made it known from the beginning of the day. So stop acting dumb now and stop acting like you don't remember none of this. But I'm the problem. No, you're the problem. You wanted to be around them so hard pressed that you're allowing them to disrespect the people that you came here with. They want to isolate us, putting us in a whole other taxi, saying that he can't go, he might not get through the gate, to, oh, if he ride in a different taxi, y'all can get in. It's the same thing it was yesterday. They just don't want to be seen with us. Why do you not see that as a safety concern? They're so hard pressed to not be seen with Nemo that they're willing to order us a taxi, to have us pay for a taxi, but you get a free ride because he went a long time with you, right? Order us a free taxi, have us drive behind them and get out before them, because that's another thing you said. They said just get out before them and then they'll wait a couple minutes and then they'll get out from their taxi. It's too much. It's too much. We trying to vibe. We trying to just chill. And it's like we got to be in a secret service in order for us to hang out at the club. I don't want to do all that. That's enough. So long story short, after going back and forth with her about, oh, this, that, and the third, and how she's saying that he's an adult and he can speak up for himself, and I told her, I'm speaking for me. I don't want to go no more. And I told you that they were weird last night, and I didn't care to ride with them. And if it was going to be weird energy, I told you multiple times that I want no funny shit going on today with them. And she said, good night. I don't have time for this. I said that. I said, Godiva, we literally said this, and you acting like you don't remember. Have fun, child. So this is how it all got started. So long story short, we proceed to go to sleep. We put our night clothes on, and then we go ahead. I call mom and tell her the situation. I'm like, yeah, when she gets to the room, I'm blacking on her. Like, I need to have a conversation with her, because this is so out of line. You don't go on a trip with people and then you cross them out for strangers for a ride, when there was several other people asking us if we wanted to ride with them or willing to take us, but you want to deal with this problematic ride. They've been problematic since yesterday when we were riding with them and they didn't tell us that they were homophobic and they had a problem with Nemo. But you're gonna wait till today and pretend like we didn't have a conversation about leaving them in the dust, and you sitting here entertaining this dude that has you disrespecting your relationship over and over and over again. Y'all sitting here texting all day, googly eyes, having funny business conversations, all type of shit. And then you want to see her make it sound like we are the problem. No, we're not the problem. You are the problem, because you should see how you just bridezilla somebody else's birthday. Like, you should see how what they're doing and how they're moving is not okay. Because if it's a cultural thing, he would have been felt it from the first day he got off the plane. He would have been felt it. When we decided to leave her alone and in the dust, and we went out by ourselves, we didn't have any issues. Hell, dudes was flirting with Nemo. Like, what are you talking? So make it make sense how out of all the people we've been meeting, y'all are the only two who has a problem with Nemo. Okay, so she gets back in the room. By this time, we had the door latch locked because she didn't come back to the room, so we went to sleep. She comes at 5:30 in the morning, knocking on the door. Nemo gets up within like 2 seconds, opens the door for her. She comes in yelling, talking about, why would you have the door locked? Nemo said, not right now. I'm not finna do this with you this early in the morning. Gets back in the bed. My alarm was already set for 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock goes off. Me and Nemo gets up because we had already discussed yesterday. We had to get up super early to make sure that we can secure a spot with the stingrays. So we get up, we're getting dressed. We didn't even turn any lights on but the bathroom. We're not talking, we're not playing music because we know she just got in. So when it's about time for us to leave, we're lotioning up, about to get ready to head out the door. She jumps up out of the bed, talking about, and send me my money back for the excursion today. I said, I will send it back to Benji. Just like that. Because it's not your money. You didn't send it. He did. So I'll refund it back to him. So then she proceeds to say, yeah, because I'm not going anywhere else with y'all for the rest of the trip. I had decided last night before you decided not to come back to the room that you wasn't going nowhere else with us anyways. So whether you decided or I decided, it wasn't going to happen anyway. Because I don't like the way you move. You're funny. You the type of people to watch Shanquilla get beat up and then say that Shanquilla was wrong. Yeah, you the type of people to sit here and beat her up. But you came with her. Yeah, you're that type of person. So I had already peeped game. You will not come nowhere else with me. You lack morals, respect, and unity. We good off of you. So she proceeds to start, oh yeah, because I'm not going. I said, okay, that's fine. I like, that's fine. So then she's steady going off, because you guys don't understand that. I said, girl, we literally tried, like, me and Nemo was on a calm level. We've been trying to talk to you about this since last night. You never even came back to the room. You kept calling us and putting us on speaker. She's steady over-talking us, getting loud and louder. So at this point, she starts to disrespect us. Now she's calling me a bitch. She's calling Nemo a bitch. So Nemo getting hot because he's been cool the whole time. Like, he's been real calm the whole time. So she, like, mad, disrespecting us. Mind you, we hadn't disrespected her yet. We still was trying to just talk to her. We was here and she was yelling. So we like, you need to calm down because before you get us kicked out of this room or us sent to jail because you want to argue and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, you need to chill. I am not going to shut up. I don't give a fuck about getting kicked out of here. I don't give a fuck about going to jail. I got bond money. So Nemo's like, you got bond money, but you don't even have money to pay for taxis. That you willing to keep riding with these dudes that's disrespecting us for free rides. Oh, but you got bond money. So it went from there. Child, Nemo got up in her face and child. They going at it. And I'm trying to step in the middle like, y'all both need to stop because I'm not trying to get kicked out of this room. I'm not trying to get kicked off this resort. Y'all both need to stop. So I'm steady in the middle like, you need to stop and you need to stop. She's like, you need to control your friend. You need to control your friend. I'm like, bro, I'm sitting here trying to diffuse the shit and y'all steady going back and forth. Both of y'all dead wrong right now. Like, stop. It's not worth it. So, no, Nemo's like, no, you've been disrespecting me all night. She's like, you need to get out of my personal space. You need to get out of my personal space. And I'm like, y'all both need to stop. Y'all both need to let the shit go. Just like you said the other day, why are you here still mad about something from yesterday? Let the shit fucking go. We don't even give a fuck anymore. And you steady on this energy. So she was like, I was like, I'm trying to stop him from arguing with you. She's like, you can't control him. He's a fucking human being. I was like, okay, well, fuck it. Y'all both need to stop, though. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and y'all yelling. This is ridiculous. So I'm like, I'm not finna sit here and go back and forth with y'all. This is crazy. So she was like, just going. She's steady going. At this point, she's steady going with him. Like, bitch, this, that. Like, highly disrespectful. So he gets back in her face again. So at this point, she was like, I will punch. Oh, this is what made him get back in her face. I will punch both of y'all. So he said, what he said? Oh, that's when he got back in her face. Punch me and I'm going to beat your ass. Punch me and I'm going to beat your ass. So now she turns to me again. Control your friend. So I'm about ready to bust out laughing because I'm like, which one is it? Is it I can't control him because he's a human or control my friend? Which one is it? I can't do both. So you decide. Because now at this point, it's funny to me. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'm leaving at a cliffhanger before the security guards come because I really actually have to go. I had a doctor's appointment at 9:45. This is 9:34. I have to skedaddle. I will be back with a part 2. I will edit this and then I'll go ahead and do the part 2. You guys will come back for part 2 for the rest of the drama that happened and how we ended up here on the internet. It's childish. I'll be back telling the rest of this Billy Goat horse mouth story. Until next time, Jews and Jems. Peace.